welcome to this discussion this afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to this discussion this afternoon. So today I'll be with you guys. So my name is Paul, and I am the Training and Services Director of Search Marketplace. Basically, what I do is I manage the training center in Davao City, and making sure that things are okay, and making sure as well that the delivery and the operations part of the business is smooth sailing. So, and also have been working in general. I have been working since 2006, right? So I started off as a call center agent back in 2006, and then eventually moved up the ladder, the same industry, different companies, and then was able to end up with a role as an account manager. And then after that, moved over to the hospitality industry, and then starting 2010, I went ahead and did projects working from home, and also starting 2018, that's when I did full-time as a digital employee, right? So basically, we need to make sure that we have the same understanding of what professional networking is, right? We know, I know that we all have heard the word networking, here and there. We probably have different perspective when it comes to networking in general, right? So probably you guys have been invited to meetings asking you if you're open-minded, right? Who can relate, right? I want to see show of hands. Type 1 on the comment section or in the chat box if you guys have been invited to seminars, sessions, and then you were asked if you're open-minded. If you know what I mean, right? So go ahead and type 1, okay? Ayun. So we have a lot of people who probably can relate, right? So, that is, in a way, the networking that is quite common nowadays, right? Regardless of which community you're coming from, basically that is quite common. And then I experienced it myself as well, right? You'd be brought into a fast food, you'd be offered free meal, and then there's going to be a seminar, there's going to be a discussion, and then at the end of that, you will be asked to buy, a package or a starting kit for a specific fee, right? Everyone can relate, and then eventually you'd be included in their business. But that's not what we are going to be talking about today. Okay, I know you guys have something that that would come to your mind, especially if we're talking about networking. But this time, what we're going to talk about is the professional networking in our industry, right? As work from home professionals, it's always a good thing for us to be able to embrace and take advantage of this, right? So what is professional networking? This one refers to the act of building and maintaining relationships with other professionals in your industry or related fields. It is important. It is an important aspect of your career development and can help individuals to expand their knowledge and opportunities and connections. All right. This is relevant and very, very important in today's digital age. Right. So that's basically the understanding and the perspective that we want to take as we discuss professional networking, right? We just want to make sure that we have the same understanding and definition as we move forward, right? Good, Sna? All right, so everyone now has the same understanding. All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you for the confirmation. So why is networking basically important for online job applicants, right? So it is important because, one, it offers opportunity for you guys, for all of us, right? Second is you will need to be able to, you would need connections in learning about job vacancies, right? There are a lot of job vacancies, not just the ones that are available, but there are also those who you would only know through a referral or through a friend or through your network, right? Or through the people that are in the same industry, right? And I think also it is important on our part, not just the positive thing, but also it is important for us to be able to use the network and be able to identify as well the things or the employers or the possible scams, because I think in our industry that is very, very common, right? It's quite unfortunate that it is happening, but as much as we don't want that to take place, but the reality is it is there, right? It is there basically. So the scams are there. So it's quite important that we do that, right? So that is through our network. So how are we able to go ahead and take advantage of networking basically in general, and what's the benefit of professional networking, right? So we can go ahead and take advantage of this by, number one, building our online presence, right? Your professional online presence, right? We need to make sure that as digital employees or online professionals, we need to make sure that we have a digital footprint. What do we mean by that? We need to make sure that people can find us, people can validate, people can verify that you say that you are who you say you are, right? And that's very, very important, because in our line of work, basically, we would not be able to go to the office and present ourselves, present our portfolios. So everything that, or the verification or the validation process, happens online, happens digitally, right? So it's always really, really recommended that we as online professionals build our presence, right? We should be seen, right? We should be seen online, right? We should have our presence felt in there, right? So basically it's the first, it's the first goal that we have, right? So whatever it is that you need to do for you to be able to establish that, then go ahead and do that. Social media, right? Go ahead and do that. Create your own website. There are a lot of free websites nowadays. You can go ahead and create a free account, right? For you to be able to showcase and establish your online presence further. So you guys can do that, right? So that would be the first suggestion. And why do we have to do this, right? Why should we, build our online presence? Number one, first impression matters, right? Your online presence serves as the first impression for potential employers, clients, colleagues, and partners, right? A professional online presence can convey competence, credibility, and trustworthiness. Okay. Again, what we're trying to establish here is the validity of your claim that you can do things that you're saying and you're putting in your resume or in your CV or in your online portfolio, right? So we want to make sure that there is a proof, there is there is some kind of a validation on the things that you're doing. So first impression, it is always very, very important. So when your possible employer or your client basically looks for you online, then they would see that you do have a credential, a competent credential. And most importantly, I think your trustworthiness, right? That is what is very, very important in our industry. Why? Because there's a lot of people nowadays who claim that they can do certain things, right? But they really can't, they really don't, right? So it is important that you go ahead and showcase what you can do through your online presence, right? So that's basically it. Second is increased visibility. Again, you want to make sure that people can find you, right? We want to make sure that possible opportunities, employers, headhunters, they can find you, and your digital footprint is visible, so that there's if your skill basically matches what they're looking for, then they can go ahead and collaborate, or they can go ahead and contact you, and then eventually hire you, right? So that is basically the importance of an online presence. Second is, of course, you want to be able to showcase your personal branding, right? You want to be able to make sure that you manage and you show people that this is what you do. This is what you can offer, right? You would be able to showcase and also highlight your strengths, your skills, your expertise. You would be able to make sure that you can present the credentials and the capability that you have, so that it would be able to match, what the companies are looking for, or the hiring managers requirements, right? So that's those are the three things, right? And then more, you'd be able to also explore, most importantly, networking opportunities through social media, right? Everyone uses social media nowadays. We can go ahead or people can find you, and then eventually there is an opportunity for us to network, right? There's an opportunity for us to help each other. There's an opportunity for people to basically in the same industry, the same niche, or the same line of work, you'd be able to help each other, collaborate in a way, right? So that's basically what an online presence can do, right? Next one is you can showcase most of all, you can showcase your achievements. Okay, so we don't want you guys to keep your certificates in your folders. We don't want you to we don't want you guys, or we don't recommend actually for you guys to hide all of those achievements that you have gathered, right? So we want you to, of course, tell people that, hey, I have a certification in this. Hey, I passed the test on this one. Okay, simple as it may, it can add up to your portfolio, right? So all the things that you have done, like projects, possible work that you have completed. It could be through an apprenticeship. It could be through a volunteer work. It could be a collaboration. These things are really, really important for you to show and display, so that people would know and people would be able to identify that you have that skill. People would be able to also, see that you can do task 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You can. People would also would be able to identify as well that you've worked and you've collaborated with this employee, with this particular company, and all of that. So you have to showcase your achievements, right? That's the importance of your online presence. Okay. Next one is demonstrate your expertise. Okay. In ways, or in your own capacity, we are good at things that we do. All right. So people would say that people would say basically that I'm just starting up. I'm just a newbie, right? I'm just basically just starting my way up towards being proficient in this particular skill, being an expert in this particular field, or I'm just starting to learn this particular software. I'm just starting to learn this particular app. But in a way, you guys are already gearing yourself towards becoming good, towards becoming an expert in those things. All right. So do not belittle the achievement that you guys have gained, right? And through your online presence, you'd be able to showcase what you have achieved so far, right? Regardless of the level, regardless of the proficiency, and as well as the ranking, that is still a progress report in a way, right? So our goal is, of course, for you to be able to show that you are progressing, okay? But more importantly as well, we want to be able to make sure that whatever it is that you have achieved, you can show people that you did this project, that you did this particular output already, right? So that is the benefit of having an online presence, because you can demonstrate the level of your expertise, right? So regardless if it is a simple task, whether it's going to be lead generation, cold calling, appointment setting, customer service representative or customer service task, what else? To a more complex project, probably doing a video, doing or editing a video, or coming up with a short movie or a short presentation, depending on the level of difficulty. If you have an online presence, you can go ahead and showcase that one, right? You can go ahead and share that, in front of everyone as well, right? So or next thing is staying informed, right? So it is important that if you have an online presence, right, you'd be able to stay updated, right, with what things or what's going on in our industry. Okay, so it is always important that as digital professionals, we should be always updated with what's happening in our industry so that we would be able to adapt and adjust. Okay, so I think it's not a new thing anymore to everyone that AI is really really being pushed in our industry. All right. I think just last week, Meta or Facebook, or Meta, I should say Meta, has released a lot of new things that we can look forward for. I think one of the things that they have discussed in that forum, where of course Mark Zuckerberg was going over, is that there's a collaboration between them and Ray-Ban, I think is the brand, the brand for sunglasses, right? That Ray-Ban would be releasing sunglasses wherein there's already a built-in camera, right? There's already a built-in camera in your sunglasses, right? And it would have the capacity to live stream whatever it is that you're looking at, right? It can be 24/7, or it could be while you're active, something like that, right? And I think they would be able to release as well the capability to have an AI in your sunglass that would be somehow, they say it's the closest thing to Jarvis, right? Everyone's aware of who Jarvis is, right? So yes, that's how the tech experts are. That's what their comments are, right? It would be the closest thing to Jarvis, right? That's basically what they're saying. So with that sunglass, there's an AI embedded in your sunglass that can read things and give you feedback, right? I think you can do online search or research. If you look at the things around you, it's like the Google Lens capability of your phone, right? In your Android phone, basically, if you go ahead and point at a certain object and then you click on the Google Lens, then it's going to give you information about that object that you have pointed out. Just basically the same thing. So that is what's happening now in our industry, right? So establishing online presence allows you to keep yourself updated with what's happening, and therefore also allowing you to adjust or adapt, right? Whatever it is that you will do for you to be able to adapt, it could be upskilling, it could be learning new things, so that in a way you'd also be in touch with what is the current the current trend in our industry, right? So cool. Quick things. I know we have a question and answer later on, but just making sure that everyone is able to catch up, and I'm not going too fast, right? Please let me know in the comment section if I'm going too fast, so that I would be able to adjust my pacing. Okay, cool. Right. Sige. So more on the online presence as well. Why it is important? Of course, on your reputation management. Okay. The most important thing in our industry is, of course, your credibility, your reputation, right? So we want to be able to manage how people, or especially how your employers or potential employers would look at us, right? So we want to make sure that we're able to manage how we are being presented, right, in the digital space. We want to make sure that we're able to maintain a positive image, right? So, and that is through online presence. We're able to, of course, we're able to manage, or we're able to create contents that would basically showcase who we are. Um, but the indirect effect of that is, of course, being able to, in a way, maintain the reputation, maintain our image, maintain basically the things that that are being shown on who we are. We want to be able to respond to reviews, or if there are any complaints, there are any concerns that are being raised, we would be able to also deal with it, right? So, and that is important in our industry, because uh, you know people, or our future employers, or people, possible clients, would always base our relationship on one, of course, the relationship that you have with them, or the one that we have with them, but also the what what the previous um people that we work with are saying about us. Okay. Next one is, of course, online. The online presence would also be important for you as you continue your job searching. One quick second. Right. Thank you. So as you go ahead and search for jobs. Okay, thank you for the background music. So as you continue to search for jobs, of course, we go through online platforms, recruiters. Your professional online presence also would increase the potential of you getting discovered, because I think this one and the next is connected. That if you have an online presence, it allows your profile, and it allows your portfolios to be discoverable, allowing or giving you the opportunity for global reach, right? So not only that, your portfolio or your resume would be seen by your network, right, or by the people that you are, your scope of influence in, but it would also give you the opportunity to be able to be broadcasted outside your network. We all know nowadays that there's an opportunity, or there's a possibility for you to broadcast, or showcase yourself for a certain fee, right? There are platforms that you can pay, you can pay for them, for you to be able to be featured, for you to be featured in their platform, right? So that basically is there. So, excuse me. So having an online presence will give you that opportunity, will give you the global reach. Therefore, being able to be discovered, or possibly being discovered, not only in your network, not only in your field, not only in your industry, but you can also be discovered in other possible industries. So I'm referring to some skills that are transferable, right? So customer service is one. Customer service, basically, regardless of what industry you're in, there's always going to be customer service, right? There's always going to be customer excellence, in a way, as they term it nowadays. Right? So there's always an interaction, or there's always a need. Every business has always a need for taking care of their clientele, and that is why the customer service role is always needed. So regardless of what niche, it's always there, right? And that is one thing that can be broadcasted regardless of what industry it is, whether it is in real estate, whether it is in in e-commerce, whether it is in the tech industry, whether it is in the medical industry. There is a need for customer service and customer access, and that is what I'm saying. That if you have an online presence, you can broadcast yourself not to a specific niche only, or a specific industry, but you can broadcast yourself to other industries as well, allowing you to have a wider reach. Right. Next one is, of course, online presence would allow you to be able to engage with online communities and groups, and also, therefore, resulting to continuous learning, right? So if you have an online presence, that would basically give you the opportunity to interact with other communities, not just, probably, if you're a if you're a graduate of Search, if you're a student of Search Marketplace, it would allow you to look at other online groups as well, other groups as well, if you have an online presence, right? Therefore, the things that might have not been taught in Search, you can also learn it from there, right? So it would be able to get inputs from other communities, from other forums, from other groups, regardless if it is in the same industry that you're in or whether it's a different industry. Therefore, allowing you as well to continually develop your skills and as well upskill, right? That is what is really, really important. Uh, if we have identified a specific niche, then yes, we are really an expert on that one. Let's say given 2 3 years, we are already really good with that. There is always an opportunity for you to learn something else, right? So now you are not only, let's say, social media marketing and management, right? Now you're not only an SMM expert, but you are an SMM expert with SEO background. You are an SMM expert with digital marketing background or with digital marketing training, right? Now you are not only an SEO expert, but you are also SEO expert and graphics design trained professional, right? So that is the continuous learning that we're doing. And I think the last one is adaptation to the digital age. Of course, based on what I mentioned earlier, it is always important for us to be always relevant, right? We need to be relevant so that our understanding of things are continuous, and as well as we would be able to provide the utmost professionalism and as well as the highest level of service to, of course, our client, right? So for us to be able to do that, we need to make sure that our understanding of things and how we perform our role is, what the industry needs and the latest that's available in our industry as well. All right, cool. All right, sige. So the next step on how we can use networking is, of course, using LinkedIn and maximizing its potential, right? I'm hoping that by now you guys already have a LinkedIn professional profile. Can I get a one in the comment section so that we can check? And of course, for those of you who don't have a professional profile yet, right? Thank you, Shirley. We would encourage you guys to also create a profile. 1 second. All right. Thank you, Marianne, Michael. Appreciate it. Marlo, si Lionel, cool. Coach Pai, thank you. All right, si Mikael. Am I saying your names right? I hope I am. Otherwise, your parents would chase me because they're the ones that gave you your wonderful names. All right. So LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very, very important because that is the professional, in a way, professional social media. Of course, we can create our profiles in other platforms, but LinkedIn is always geared towards a more professional, you know, social media account that basically is catering to business and job opportunity. So LinkedIn, guys, connect with your target market. What does it mean by that? If you are looking to excel in SMM, right, or social media marketing and management, go ahead and connect with people, connect with leaders that are focused in that particular field, right? And also go ahead and not just create accounts, right? Engage. What do you mean by that? Not engage, with their name, but engage and post contents. Go ahead and comment. Go ahead and share. Go ahead and interact with um, the people that you are in network with, right? Why? It's because that basically would number one, showcase your communication skills, right? As you comment, as you share, as you basically give your inputs, don't just repost, right? Go ahead and add your inputs as well. That would allow people or future employers or hiring managers to also see how deep your thinking is, how deep your comprehension is, right? So that would also be an opportunity for them to do that. Don't just rely on ChatGPT, right? So again, don't just rely on ChatGPT as you do comment, as you post, right? Make sure that it is something that would showcase who you are, right? If that skill has not been learned yet, then go ahead and practice. Okay, then that basically is an identification that there's an opportunity for you to increase a particular skill set in that particular area, right? So go ahead and use LinkedIn to your advantage, maximize its potential, right? If needed, you need to go back and improve your LinkedIn profile. What do we mean by that? Make sure that you have a good and strong headline, and of course your photo, right? Your photo in your LinkedIn should be professional looking, not the ones na you know bingi yung face mo, you're not wearing sleeveless shirt, what else, messy hair and all of that. If you don't have a good looking picture for now, then you can go ahead and use web-based application that can enhance your photo, that can remove your background, that can give you a tie and a collar with just a face, right? There are a lot of things that you can use that are web-based nowadays. You don't have to go to a studio anymore, right? So I'm not sure what's our good studio place, but it's Lito-C basically. So he is quite famous and he has a lot of studios as well. And back in the days, that's where my time. That's where most of the groups go to take their photos taken. I'm not sure if you guys are part of that day and age wherein there has to be a group photo taken. Right? So, that's basically I'd say. So maximize your LinkedIn profiles. Go ahead and get strong headline summary and also get endorsed. Where should the endorsements come from? Either from the people that you collaborated with, or it could come from people that you did volunteer work for, right? So go ahead and get that as well from them for your LinkedIn profile. Join online communities, right? Of course, we want you guys to explore, the value of joining communities. Okay, communities contribute a lot to your success as a digital professional, right? Communities would also give you a lot of value add, but as much as it does that for you, it also brings a bit of a danger, right? Because sometimes, sadly, again, in our online communities and online groups, there are predators in there that are preying on newbies, right? So you have to really be careful who you give your information to. You have to be careful what links you click on. You have to be very careful that you're aware of what's going on before you engage with a particular potential employer, right? So go ahead and do your due diligence. Go ahead and do background checks. But of course, I'm gonna shift my highlight to the positive things that you get from online communities. Go ahead and get the opportunity to upskill. Go ahead and get the opportunity to learn new things. Go ahead and achieve the relevance that we want to get from your online communities. Join and network in platforms like LinkedIn groups, Facebook groups, and specialized forums as well. In our industry, there are specialized forums that are available. Let's say if you are a video editor, there are forums specific to video editor, right? Join those groups. If you are an SEO expert, there are of course groups that cater to that specific niche or specific expertise. So these people will help you, right? Help you from start to finish. There are communities on digital marketing. There are communities in cybersecurity, data analytics. There's a lot of groups that basically would help you, start your career, spark the interest, and as well develop it. Right. So um, take that opportunity, guys, and we want you to be able to also make sure that you're leveraging from all of the possible opportunities that are being offered through the online communities, right? So attend virtual events like this, right? Webinars and conferences. Go ahead and if it's a free event, go ahead and take that opportunity. I know that there are a lot of there are a lot of events that are being offered online nowadays for free. So I would also caution you guys a little bit, especially if you're new. There are people who are using online events just to collect your data and eventually would would use your data in a negative way. But of course, that's your discretion. So only join events that you are confident with, that are being endorsed, that are being endorsed by the people that you trust. All right. So, all right. Is my audio okay? Can you guys hear me good? Guys. All right. So yeah, cool. All right. So just making sure that my audio is good. All right. Sige. So again, only join the events that people in your network, or people that you know, or the people, events that you can trust, basically. So that's what I'm saying, right? So like like this event right now, we are partnering with Tache. So um you know we recommend events like this, webinars, conferences, online conferences, so that you could also get that opportunity to learn from other industry experts as well, right? So cool. I think next one is informational interview. You would find, it's a bit rare in our industry to do this, but if you can find someone that is an expert in in your industry, or the industry that you will be getting into, go ahead and do informational interviews. What this is basically is, you're the one coming to them with your questions, and then you're asking them a lot of things that would fill in the information need that you have. These interviews basically are usually happening with a fee, right? Because again, they are experts, and usually you learn a lot from them. But if you can do this with just a friend, right? A friend, or a close affiliate that you have, who happens to be working in that industry already for a long time, just go ahead and give him or give them something for something for their coffee, or something like that, pangkape, something like that, right? So go ahead and go to them with your questions, right? And in that way, you'd be able to really learn a lot, and absorb all the understanding that you need. Um, that's not available basically online, of course, through our online research, or online uh, resources, right? So um, come to them, or go to them basically with the industry related questions, right? Go to them with what's being practiced in your industry, and how do you do this? How do you do that? Right? So these are possible ways of doing it. Again, they don't have to be someone that's doesn't have to be an influencer, doesn't have to be someone with a specific title. They could be the people that are in your network. It could be your friends, who could be your classmates in high school, who have been in this industry for a long time, right? So that's something that you can use and take advantage of when it comes to widening your networking potential. All right. Utilizing networking platforms is, of course, another one. Be familiar with Meetup, Eventbrite, and other networking specific apps. Of course, you can go ahead and do a bit of a research on this one. If you want to learn more on how you can use this to your advantage, right? And more importantly, of course, you need to make sure that you are showcasing your etiquettes when you're networking with people. Don't be rude. Don't be um, straightforward, but make sure that you go ahead and exercise the proper etiquette. And of course, make sure that you have an elevator pitch. Don't have one yet. Go ahead and create one, right? What's an elevator pitch? It's basically a short spill on how you sell yourself. It's a short spill on how you can showcase and highlight who you are and what you can do, and what value add can you offer, right? So it's usually within a minute or 2 minutes, depending on how long your elevator ride is. But that's basically the concept. You only have a short time to pitch your expertise to someone can possibly compare with. So go ahead and do that, guys. Usually these are the very same thing that you use when you are doing video introduction. But I think your video introduction when you're applying for a job are usually longer, but your elevator speech is just the shorter version of it and more polished, more meaty, more concise, showcasing what you can offer, right? So these are things that we recommend, but of course we would like to allow you guys and give you the opportunity to really showcase what you have and grab the opportunity to network and be with people in our industry so that you'd be able to also succeed and of course more importantly maximize your potential, right? These recommendations are aimed to enable you, right? These things that we are discussing here today are aimed to equip you so that you would be able to really maximize what you can do and showcase your skills. We believe in you. We believe that you guys can do this. I need to encourage you that you already have taken the first step. Just take the second one, the third one, right?